It's no use. I just don't get it. I feel completely stuck. I spend hours with these textbooks. I memorize endless vocabulary lists, but my English speaking just isn't getting any better. I know the grammar rules. I can read just fine. But the moment I try to speak, it all just falls apart. The words get stuck in my throat. I sound slow, robotic, nothing like the confident speaker I want to be. Are you learning English and feel the exact same way? You do the work, but when it's time to talk, it's like your brain and your mouth aren't friends. I've been there.
Talking to your books again, Jessica? I hear you from the other room. You sound pretty frustrated with them.
Adam, you can't just sneak up on me like that. And yes, I am. Or, I was complaining to them actually. They're not helping, and I feel like I've just hit a wall.
A speaking wall? That's the most common wall there is in language learning. But what if I told you the secret to smashing through that wall isn't in a book at all? What if the secret to fluency was already in your headphones?
In my headphones? What are you even talking about? That doesn't make any sense, Adam.
I'm talking about a powerful technique that changed everything for me. It's a method that takes the podcasts you already love and combines them with one simple game-changing trick. This trick is seriously what transformed my speaking skills.
Okay, now you've got my attention. A secret trick involving podcasts? Tell me more about it.
This is the story of how that trick can transform your English, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can use it too. So stick around, because the solution to your speaking problem is way easier than you think, and it's a lot more fun than talking to your textbooks. Okay, Jessica, before I reveal the big secret, we need to understand the real problem. Why do so many English learners just like you get so stuck? You spend hundreds of hours studying, right?
Exactly. Verb conjugations, phrasal verbs, all the exercises. My passive knowledge is pretty good. I can understand almost everything I hear. But when it's my turn to speak, my brain just hits the emergency brake.
And what does that feel like? That emergency brake? It's like you're searching for something, isn't it?
Totally. I'm scrambling to find the right word, translate it from my language, and then apply the perfect grammar rule. By the time I'm ready to say something, the conversation is 3 miles down the road. It's exhausting and really discouraging.
You just perfectly described the gap. It's the gap between knowing English and using English. Your brain has all the information stored away neatly, but your mouth doesn't have the practice. The connection between them isn't strong enough yet.
So all my traditional studying is just building a mental library. But that's not helping me actually speak. It's like having a library with no librarian.
That's a great way to put it. Those methods are great for building your knowledge, but they don't train the physical muscles of speech. They also don't build the brain pathways that make speaking fast and automatic. You have to get physical with it.
So you're saying my mouth doesn't have muscle memory for English? Is that even a real thing for language?
Precisely. Speaking a language is a physical skill, just like playing the piano or a sport. You can't learn piano by just reading about music theory. You have to physically press the keys. You can't get good at basketball by only watching games. You have to train your body to shoot and dribble.
Okay, that makes a ton of sense. I've never thought about it that way. So, what's this secret technique? How do I start training my mouth?
The secret is a technique called shadowing. It sounds a little mysterious, I know. But when you pair it with podcasts, it becomes the ultimate training tool for your mouth.
Shadowing? What is that? Tell me you're not going to make me follow people around.
Not quite. Think about your own shadow. It follows your every move instantly without thinking. Shadowing in language learning is the exact same idea, but with sound. You listen to a native speaker and you speak at the very same time as them, like an echo.
Wait, you mean I have to talk over someone while they're speaking? That sounds hard. And honestly, kind of rude.
It feels totally weird at first, I promise. But you're not interrupting a real person, you're using a recording. The goal isn't to have a conversation, it's a very specific workout. This one exercise is the bridge that closes that gap between knowing and doing.
How? What does it actually improve? It seems too simple to be so effective. I need the details.
I'm glad you asked. It targets the four most critical areas of spoken fluency. First, pronunciation. By mimicking a native speaker directly, you're training your mouth to make the correct sounds, not the sounds you think you're hearing. It bypasses your brain's old habits.
Okay, my pronunciation could definitely use some work. What's the second area it helps with?
Second is rhythm and intonation. This is what I call the music of English. Shadowing teaches you which words to stress and the natural melody of a sentence. That's one of the biggest clues that someone is a fluent speaker.
The music of English. I like that. And the other two? You said there were four.
Third is fluency. Because you're forced to speak without pausing to think or translate, you build the habit of continuous speech and hesitate less. And fourth, confidence. The more you do it, the more comfortable you feel with the physical act of speaking English, which makes you way less nervous in real conversations. All right, ready to learn the method? It's a simple step-by-step process. This isn't about just randomly talking over your favorite podcast. To make this really work, we have to be strategic.
Okay, I'm ready. I have my pen and paper. Lay it on me. What's step one?
Step 1. Find the right tool. Our tool is a podcast, but not just any podcast. For shadowing to work well, especially for beginners, you need three things. First, it should be short or have short segments, like 1 to 2 minutes. Don't try to shadow a whole hour-long show.
That's a relief. A whole hour would be impossible. What are the other two things I need?
Second, the speaker needs a clear accent and should speak at a slow to normal pace. No fast-talking comedians or 5 people shouting over each other. And third, and this is the most important part, find a podcast that gives you a transcript. The written text is your secret weapon.
Okay, that makes sense. Where can I find podcasts like that? Are they hard to find or expensive?
Not at all. Lots of educational podcasts, like ones for English learners or from news sources like the BBC, often have free transcripts on their websites. You can search for English Learning Podcast with Transcript or Slow English Podcast. Just pick a topic you genuinely find interesting to stay motivated.
Okay, so let's say I've found my short podcast clip and I have the transcript. Now what? Am I ready to start shadowing?
Not quite. This brings us to step 2. Listen first, understand second. This is a step most people skip, and it's a huge mistake. Before you try to speak, just listen to the audio clip once or twice while you read along with the transcript. The only goal here is to understand it.
That's a good point. I can't shadow something if I don't get the meaning. It's like looking at the sheet music before you try to play the song. It gives you a roadmap.
Exactly. Now for the main event. Step 3. The first shadow, with the transcript. Here we go. Play the audio again. This time, read the transcript out loud along with the speaker. Your goal is to stay as close to their pace as you can.
So it's like I'm a news anchor reading a teleprompter? The words are right there, but I have to match the timing and rhythm of the voice in my ear. But what if I mess up or fall behind? I know I will.
Oh, you will. And that brings us to the most important rule of shadowing. Don't worry about mistakes. Just keep going. This is not about perfection. If you stumble on a word, don't stop. Just jump back in on the next one.
Really? So don't stop and correct myself. That's my natural instinct to fix it right away.
You have to fight that instinct. The goal is to keep your mouth moving and to train your brain to keep up. It's a workout, not a performance. Remember, quality over quantity. A focused 15-minute session every day is way more effective than a frustrating 2-hour struggle once a week. We're about to do our first practice session together. But before we do, if you're finding this guide helpful and you're ready to finally close that gap between understanding and speaking, take a second to like this video and subscribe. It tells us we're making stuff that actually helps you on your English journey. Now, let's try it together. All right, Jessica, and everyone watching at home, time to put this into practice. I've got a short 45-second clip here from a podcast about daily routines. The speaker is slow and clear. First, we'll follow step 2. Just listen and read. Ready?
Ready. I'm a little nervous, but let's do it. I'll just listen and read the transcript for now.
Every morning, my routine is quite simple. I wake up at 6:30 a.m., not because of an alarm, but because the sun shines through my window. The first thing I do is drink a full glass of water. I find it really helps to start the day feeling fresh. After that, I take about 10 minutes to stretch my body. It's a quiet moment, just for me, before the busy day begins.
Okay, simple enough, right? We get the context. Now for step 3, I'll play it again. This time, we shadow. Speak along with the speaker.
Okay, this is the real test. I'm going to try to speak with the recording. Don't laugh if I sound ridiculous.
No laughing, I promise. It's a workout. Let's do it. Repeat with me and the speaker.
Every morning, my routine is quite simple. I wake up at 6:30 a.m., not because of an alarm, but because the sun shines through my window. The first thing I do is drink a full glass of water. I find it really helps to start the day feeling fresh. After that, I take about 10 minutes to stretch my body. It's a quiet moment, just for me, before the busy day begins.
So, how did that feel? Be honest.
Weird. It was so hard to keep up. My mouth felt clumsy, and I definitely mumbled a few parts. I was so focused on reading the words that I don't think I sounded anything like the speaker.
That is the completely normal, expected feeling for your first time. That clumsiness is proof that you're working a muscle in a way it has never been used before. The most important thing is you did it. Now, let me give you a few pro tips to really level up. Once you're comfortable shadowing with a transcript, you can start using some more advanced techniques. These will speed up your progress significantly. You ready for the next level?
Yes, I need those. That first try was tough. Give me the pro tips. What's the first one?
Pro tip number 1. Ditch the transcript. After you've practiced a clip a few times with the text, try it without. This is the real challenge. You have to rely completely on your ears, not your eyes.
Whoa, that sounds way harder. How am I supposed to do that? I'll forget all the words.
It is harder, so you build up to it. Don't just jump in the deep end. Maybe shadow one sentence with the text, then pause and try to repeat that sentence from memory without the text. It's an intermediate step that makes it less intimidating.
Okay, one sentence at a time. I can try that. What's the next tip?
Pro tip number 2. Focus on the music. English has a natural melody. Linguists call it prosody. It's all about which words are stressed and how sentences flow. In our practice clip, the speaker said, "I find it really helps to start the day." They don't say every word with the same force.
The music again. So it's not just about saying the words, but how I say them. The rhythm is just as important as the vocabulary.
Exactly. When you shadow, try to copy that music. Exaggerate it if you need to. This is what makes you sound natural and fluent, not just correct. And finally, a really important one.
Okay, I'm ready. What's pro tip number 3? This one sounds serious.
Pro tip number 3, record yourself. This is the ultimate feedback tool. Use the voice memo app on your phone and record yourself shadowing. Then, listen back and compare your version to the original audio.
Oh no, I hate the sound of my own voice. But I guess that makes sense. You can't fix what you can't hear.
You will instantly hear the difference. Maybe you're stressing the wrong word, or your sound is coming out like a D. You are your own best coach, and recording yourself is how you find exactly what to work on next. All right, let's try another one. This clip is a little faster and uses more connected speech. Let's listen once just for context.
Okay, a faster clip. Let's see if I can even keep up just by listening. I'll get ready.
I used to think that productivity was all about doing more, but I've come to realize it's actually about doing less, but better. Instead of having a long to-do list, I now focus on just 1 or 2 essential tasks for the day. It's a game changer. It reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed and allows me to produce higher quality work.
A little more complex, right? Now, let's shadow it. This time, really focus on the music, the stressed words, and the flow. I used to think that productivity was all about doing more.
I hear it. The stress is on used, think, IV, all, do, and more. Okay, I'm going to try to copy that music. Let's do it.
I used to think that productivity was all about doing more, but I've come to realize it's actually about doing less, but better. Instead of having a long to-do list, I now focus on just 1 or 2 essential tasks for the day. It's a game changer. It reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed and allows me to produce higher quality work.
How about that time? Was focusing on the music helpful? Did it feel any different?
A little. It really did help. Focusing on the rhythm instead of just the words made me feel more in sync with the speaker that time. I was less focused on getting every single word perfect.
See? You're already getting the hang of it. It feels more natural, right? You're focusing on the flow.
Yes, exactly. I can see how doing this over and over would eventually make it feel more automatic. It's still hard, but I see the path now. Okay, I still have questions. I'm sure people watching do too. First, what if the podcast is too fast? Even the slow ones feel quick sometimes.
Great question. The beauty of a podcast or video is the pause button and the speed controls. Most podcast apps and YouTube let you slow down the audio to 0.75x speed. Don't be afraid to use it.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. So I can slow it down at first and then speed it up later. That's a great idea.
Exactly. It's much better to shadow a clip perfectly at a slower speed than to get frustrated at full speed. As you get better, you can slowly crank the speed back up to normal. It's like adding more weight at the gym.
That makes sense. And how often should I be doing this? Is once a week enough, or does it need to be more frequent?
Consistency is everything. 15 minutes of focused shadowing every single day is a million times better than a 2-hour session on a Saturday. You have to make it a habit, just like brushing your teeth. That's the only way to build the muscle.
So, a little bit every day. I could do it on my commute or while I'm making coffee. But how do I know if I'm actually improving? What if I'm just practicing my own mistakes over and over?
That's where pro tip 3, recording yourself, becomes so important. When you compare your recording to the original, your progress, or the mistakes, will be obvious. It's your personal feedback loop, but that's not the only way you'll know.
It's not? What are the other signs? I'd love to know what to look for in my daily life.
You'll start noticing yourself self-correcting your pronunciation in real conversations. You might find yourself thinking in English more often. You'll start to hear the music of English in movies and songs. Those are the quiet signs that big changes are happening. You have to trust the process. If you're ready to start your own transformation, I've put links to a few of our favorite slow English podcasts with transcripts in the description below to get you started. Give this method an honest try for 2 weeks. I think you'll be amazed at the results. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe for more tips on learning English fast and effectively. Hit that bell so you don't miss our next video. Now for our question of the day. What is your single biggest challenge with speaking English? Is it pronunciation, speed, confidence, or something else? Let us know in the comments below. We read every single one, and your feedback helps us make better videos for you. Keep practicing, be patient with yourself, and you will get there.